Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.
Hi, we're the 6th grade class of St. Aloysius School in Bowling Green. Welcome to New 6.
Hi, I'm Nicole Fisher from St. Aloysius School. Welcome to New 6. With today's first story, here's Philip Schumacher.
In 1975, an agency known as Karma was established in Bowling Green. One of the reasons it was founded was to inform people about what was happening on campus after the shootings that took place at Kent State University that same year. News 6 reporter Eric Zibel takes us to the present-day agency, now called The Link, and talks with Executive Director Mr. Andy Elliott.
Hi, this is Eric Zibel, and I'm speaking with Andy Elliott at The Link. Mr. Elliott, when was The Link established and what was its purpose?
The Link was established in 1975 of the merger of two separate agencies to create an agency that would provide 24-hour hotline or 24-hour emotional support for community members, as well as a place to disseminate information that everyone could gain access to.
What kind of services does The Link provide today?
The Link continues to provide 24-hour hotline coverage. We also have a victims advocacy program that helps people who've been victimized by violent crime. We have an employees assistance program, and we also have a community resource specialist that helps people to try to get into counseling services.
How many people work at The Link?
We have 5 employees, 5 staff members, approximately 75 volunteers that work at the agency. We have 18 board members that are the board of trustees that basically oversee the agency. And then we have several student employees that work for The Link.
Thank you, Mr. Elliott, for your time. If you'd like to volunteer for The Link, they'll be happy to take your call. Now back to the studio!
Today's News 6 is produced by St. Aloysius in Bowling Green, Ohio. Bowling Green was founded in 1833 by Eliza Martindale at what is now called Haskins Road near Conneaut Road. It has a population of 28,176. Our next story takes a look at the lovable cats and dogs in Bowling Green who are looking for families to adopt them. News 6 reporter Donnie Backus took the 6th grade class to the Wood County Humane Society to find out more about these homeless animals.
Everybody wants someone to love them, and here at the Humane Society, they feel that the animals want the same thing. I am here with Wendy Wojak, who manages the Humane Society. Wendy, what does a shelter manager do?
Well, basically I'm in charge of making sure that all the animals in the shelter are cared for, and trying to find them suitable homes, interviewing adopters, and placing all of our animals into homes where they'll be loved.
How do you take care of the animals?
Well, myself with a staff of mostly volunteers make sure that all the animals have clean cages and food and water, that they see a vet when they need to, and that they get plenty of attention so that they make good pets.
What kind of animals are brought to the Humane Society?
Well, we get mostly cats and dogs. We get cats from people who pick them up outside who are worried about them and bring them in, or from owners who for some reason can no longer keep their animal. We receive dogs from cases in which an owner maybe isn't taking care of their animal and we go in and have to take it away because the animal needs to be treated better, or sometimes from people who need to find a new home for their dog.
How does someone go about the process of adopting one of the animals?
Well, if someone's looking for a pet and they've decided what kind of animal they're interested in and what kind of animal they want to bring in their home, they can come to the Humane Society and fill out quite a bit of paperwork. There's an adoption application. We need to make sure that we match the right owner with the right pet. And then they pay a small adoption fee, which covers the veterinary costs of the animal, and they can take the animal home.
Thank you, Ms. Wojak, for talking with us about the Wood County Humane Society. This week in Kids View, the 6th graders at St. Al's talked about the importance of a creative mind. Let's listen to what they said.
Hi, my name is Megan Schnepp with this week's Kids View question, which is, what do you think the most important invention is within the last 100 years and why? I think the most important invention in the last 100 years is the video camera, because you can capture very many memories on it and look back at all the wonderful times you had.
During the past 100 years, I think the most important invention was the telephone, because it helps us to communicate over long distances very quickly, and many people's lives have been saved by this fast communication.
I think the most important invention in the past 100 years is the computer, because it allows people to communicate with each other.
I think the most important invention during the last 100 years is the light bulb, because without it in your house, you cannot see where you're going.
Joe Simon has been collecting Indian artifacts since 1992. He has several kinds of pieces in his collections, from flints to pottery pieces. News 6 Anthony Simon has the story.
Hi, I'm Anthony Simon. Things that were once everyday objects are now the treasures of archaeologists. I'm here today with Joe Simon to learn about his artifacts. What inspired you to collect these artifacts?
In 1992, I was mowing a lawn just at the edge of Bowling Green, and I got off the lawnmower to check out a little sandy area next to the lawn I was mowing, and I picked up a piece of flint. It turned out to be an arrowhead. So I got permission from the landowner to search a little longer, and I found a couple more arrowheads, and I talked to a couple of friends that had collections, and I went and saw their collections, and it was real exciting to see what they had found.
Where do you find the Indian artifacts?
All over this area, Bowling Green, Wood County, mainly on sandy, high ground.
What kinds of artifacts can be found in this region?
All sorts. Hammerstones, axes, celts, all types of arrowheads. It's a real diverse area. There's lots of different remnants left over.
How many pieces do you have in your collection?
Approximately 100.
What are some of the rarest Indian artifacts you have found?
Some celts, which are ungrooved axes, a drill, 3-inch flint drill, and some pieces of clay pottery.
This week's Critic Corner, St. Aloysius chose A Wrinkle in Time, written by Madeline Ingalls. It's a story about a girl named Meg Murray, her little brother and mother, who went down to the kitchen for a midnight snack one dark and stormy night. While eating, a surprising visitor popped in. "Wild nights are my glory," the strange visitor told them. "I got caught in a downdrift and was blown off course," he went on. What strange occurrence brought him into their home? Read A Wrinkle in Time to find out the answer.
That's all for this week's show. Be sure to tune in next week for another 6th grade perspective about the people and places in Northwest Ohio.
Local support for today's News 6 has been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.